Dear friends, warm wishes from Dr. I. Jesudas from St. Xavier's College of Education, Palayam Kotai, Tamil Nadu, a former associate professor and a research supervisor. At the moment, I am the principal of Punitha Valanath College of Education near Tindigal district. I am happy to introduce certain topics in NET National Eligibility Test exam. It had been my pleasant duty to coach my students all along my life. Even after my retirement, I do this service, which is really giving me a lot of happiness. Welcome to this video presentation. Dear friends, in this video, we are going to discuss certain important questions, actually previous year questions, which are often repeated in different terms even now. So let us go one by one and try to understand what it means. The research is always verifying the old knowledge or exploring new knowledge, filling the gap between knowledge, or all of this. Obviously, all of this. The research is always verifying the old knowledge, exploring new knowledge, finding out something new for the welfare of the society, filling the gap between knowledge. Research is searching again and again, finding solution to any problem, working in a scientific way to search for truth of any problem. None of the above. According to the scholars, the definition of research is the systematic investigation into and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. So, the option C is correct, working in a scientific way to search for the truth of any problem. Dear friends, which is the main objective of research? It is to discover new facts or to make fresh interpretation of known facts. In one of the NET exam, this question has been asked. A common test in research demands much priority. Is it in reliability or usability, objectivity, or all of the above? Of course, any research should be useful to the society, useful to the individual as well as the society in general. Whatever we find in researches should be helpful for the welfare of the society. So, usability is the priority in any research for that matter. Which of the following is the first step in starting the research process? Searching sources of information to locate problem, survey of related literature, identification of problem, searching for solutions to the problem. This question has been asked in 2010. What is the first step? It is nothing but identification of the problem. I have given you the steps of the research process. Step 1, identifying the problem. Step 2, reviewing the literature. Step 3, clarifying the problem. Step 4, clearly defining terms and concepts. Step 5, defining the population. Step 6, developing the instrument and plan. Statistical methods, everything. Step 7, collect data. Step 8, analyze the data. So these are the 8 steps which are normally used in any research process. What is meant by positivism in research? Positivism is the term used to describe an approach to the study of society that relies specifically on scientific evidence, such as experiments and statistics, to reveal a true nature of how society operates. This new field would be distinct and will have its own set of scientific facts. So everything will be verified through positive approach in research. What is positivist approach in research? In philosophy on models of scientific inquiry, post-positivism, also called post-empiricism, is a meta-theoretical concept that criticizes and amends positivism. The difference between positivism and post positivism is that the post positivism recognizes that all observation is fallible and has error, and that all theory is revisable. Nothing is so sacrosanct about any theory. It could be revised. That is what post positivist approach in research says. Identify the correct order of the following components which are interrelated in research. Of course, a list has been given. It may not be in the proper order. We have to choose the proper order of these elements. Observation, hypothesis making, developing concepts, deducing the consequences of theory, methods employed to obtain them. Which should be the correct sequence of facts components? Number one, observation, then developing concepts, then hypothesis making, then the fourth one, deducing the consequences of theories, finally methods employed to obtain them. So option 2 is the correct one. One of the following is not a quality of a researcher. This question has been asked in 2005. Unison with that of which he is in research, he must be of alert mind, keenness in inquiry, his assertion to outstrip the evidence, which is not a quality of researcher. His assertion to outstrip the evidence. That means he has found out certain special things in his research, but then he is not convinced of those results and he wants to give his own assertions or statements. That is not correct in research. And whatever he has found out, he should be loyal to it in research process. So researchers should be honest and objective with regard to their findings. There should not be any bias or personal likes and dislikes in their research. The important prerequisites of a researcher in sciences, social sciences and humanities are laboratory skills, records, supervisor topic, critical analysis, patience, archives, supervisors, topic, flexibility in thinking, which should be the right order of things. Researchers need to get guidance from supervisor for everything research. So it should start with the supervisor. So option B should be the right one. Which of the following options are the main task of research in modern society? To keep pace with the advancement in knowledge, to discover new things, to write a critique on their earlier writings, to systematically examine and critically analyze the investigations sources with objectivity. The first one should be the correct one. The following options are the main task of research in modern society. They are to systematically examine and critically analyze the investigations, then to discover new things, then to keep pace with the advancement in knowledge. So option 3 will not become the characteristic of research. The first option A all are characteristics of research. Seeing a very big rally, it was reported that X party will win the election. The conclusion was based on cluster sampling actually. Such problems will be solved only through cluster sampling. In cluster sampling, the researcher divides the population into separate groups called clusters. Then a simple random sample of clusters is selected from the population. The researcher conducts his analysis on data from the sampled clusters. So option P is the right one. Research can be conducted by a person who has studied research methodology, holds a postgraduate degree, possesses thinking and reasoning ability. He is a hard worker. I mean, research can be conducted by a person who has studied research methodology. Without knowing the research methodology, no one can do research. Which of the following is not a characteristics of a research? Is research systematic? Research is not a process. Research is problem oriented. Research is not passive. So, which is not the characteristics? Research is not a process. Okay. Which of the following statement is correct? Discoveries or researches. Researches lead to discovery. Invention and research are related. None of the above. So, which is correct? Researches lead to discovery. Finally, it should find out something new, and then only it becomes a research. Which of the following provides more latitude to the researcher for creative expression? And that is presentation of a conference paper. There he has to be very serious with regard to his ideas, his way of writing, even the structure according to the accepted norms. So that way, presentation of a conference paper provides more latitude to the researcher for creative expression. Artifacts that arise and affect the internal validity in research are history, instrumentation, maturity, then finally experimental mortality. So it follows like that: history, maturity, then instrumentation, finally experimental mortality. So these are all definitions of artifacts. In the list given below, identify those statements which correctly describe the meaning and characteristics of research. Research is a method of improving our common sense. Is it so? Deductive and inductive methods get integrated in a research process. Research is creativity and charisma. Research is the use of scientific method to provide answers to meaningful questions. Method of consulting and using experience is called research. The answers provided by research can be empirically verified. Which set should be the correct one? 2, 4 and 6. Just examine. Other statements may be superfluous or unnecessary or even false. Only 3 statements here come as the characteristics of research. They are 2. Deductive and inductive methods get integrated in a research process. Then fourth one, method of consulting and using experience is called research. Not the fourth one. Research is the use of scientific method to provide answers to meaningful questions. And finally, sixth one, the answers provided by research can be empirically verified. Other statements are not the characteristics of research. Jean Piaget gave a theory of cognitive development of humans on the basis of fundamental research. Because Jean Piaget is a psychologist, he gives a theory, and the research which he performs is nothing but the fundamental research. Action research means a longitudinal research, an applied research, a research initiated to solve an immediate problem, a research with a socio-economic objective. It goes with the definition. Action research means a research initiated to solve an immediate problem. Example, daily latecomers in the class. In qualitative research paradigm, which of the following features may be considered critical? Data collection with standardized research tools, sampling design with probability sample techniques, data collection with bottom-up empirical evidences, data gathering to take the top-down systematic evidences. Which one be the right one? That is third one, data collection with bottom-up empirical evidences. Evidence is a must, through data collection. Then only the research will be a real one. It will be an effective one. So, data collection with the bottom-up empirical evidences. Quality research is a research in which the use of the quantity or statistics is practically not utilized. In the above options, standardized research techniques, probably the sample techniques, systematic evidence are all quantity oriented. So in qualitative research paradigm, data collection with the bottom-up empirical evidence, straight away going to the samples through interviews, field trips, direct experience, that matters a lot for data collection. Field study is related to real life situations. Field studies involve collecting data outside of an experimental or laboratory setting. This type of data collection is done in natural settings or environments. So the field study is related to real life situations. The research which is exploring new facts through the study of the past is called historical research because it studies the past. So historical research is a qualitative technique. Historical research studies the meaning of past events in an attempt to interpret the facts and explain the cause of events and their effect in the present events. Books and records are the primary sources of data in historical research. Primary sources include diaries, personal journals, government records, court records, property records, newspaper articles, and many other things. Secondary source is a typical history book that discusses a person, event, or other historical topic. Another question in 2015, the conclusions, findings of which type of research cannot be generalized to other situations? Historical research, obviously, because it is concerned about what was, about the past events. So the conclusions and findings of this type of research cannot be generalized to other situations. Which of the following is not the method of research? Observation is not the method of research because it is only a tool of research. Research can be classified as basic, applied, action research. Yes, it is very true. Quantitative and qualitative research, another type of classification, is very true. Philosophical, historical, survey, experimental research, another classification of research. So all the above is the right answer. The first step of research is searching a problem. Even before selecting a problem, we need to search a problem. So searching a problem first is the first step in research. Normally we say selecting a problem, but even before selecting a problem, we need to search a problem, by going through various research theses and consulting people and everything. Studying the social status of a population, a researcher conducted that Mr. Y is socially backward. His conclusion is right because such type of studies are always comparative in nature. He should say that Mr. Y is socially or economically backward as compared to Mr. X. A research problem is feasible only when it has utility and relevance, only when it is new and adds something new to the knowledge, when it is researchable. All of this, obviously, your research problem is feasible when it is practical in nature, it helps the society, and also it helps to find a new fact, and also it is researchable. In the two lists given below, list 1 provides the type of research methods, while list 2 indicates the critical features associated with them. Match the two lists and choose the correct answer from the code given below. So in the list, in the first given research method, list two critical features. Now, in the left column, four methods are given. In the right column, critical features are given. We have to choose which is the right one. For an example, ex post facto method. So it goes to the fourth one, causal comparison and correlational studies. That is the definition also. Then case study method. So naturally it goes to the fifth one, in-depth study of a unit specified for the purpose. Then philosophical method. That is nothing but interpretation of thoughts of a great thinker. So the descriptive survey method, the fourth one. In the list, first one, finding out the status based on a study of a large sample. So that way we have to connect between these two. And what is the meaning of the methods? The right side, the meanings are given. We have to choose the relevant one. Ex post facto research means the research is carried out after the incident, not before the incident, not along the incident, not looking into the possibility of an incident. Normally, when the research is carried out after the incident, it is called ex post facto research. A research intends to explore the effect of possible factors for the organization of effective midday meal interventions. Which research method will be most appropriate for this study? Obviously, ex post facto method, because after this happened only we do the research. So that way, ex post facto research. Previously we saw the meaning of ex post facto research. Newton gave three basic laws of motion. This research is categorized as fundamental research. When the scientists find out some theories, naturally it comes under fundamental research. If a researcher conducts a research on finding out which administrative style contributes more to institutional effectiveness, this will be an example of what? Applied research. Because we are applying a particular theory for finding out the relevant administrative style in the organization. So it comes under applied research. Various models, principles of administrative style will be analyzed for solving this research problem, hence applied research. Action research is a research carried out to solve immediate problems. Well, various distractions have been given. What is the meaning of that? For an example, longitudinal studies differ from cross-sectional studies. The main difference is the cross-sectional studies interview a fresh sample of people each time they are carried out, whereas the longitudinal studies follow the same sample of people over time, perhaps for many years. It's a long time design. Descriptive research. It describes, records, analyzes, and interprets the conditions that exist. It practices that prevail. Then it talks about beliefs, points of view, or attitudes that are held. Descriptive research is concerned about the processes that are going on. Descriptive research, effects that are being felt. It gives the effects that are being felt. Descriptive research has the trends that are developing. Experimental research. Experimental research describes what will be when certain variables are carefully controlled or manipulated. The focus is on variable relationship. Deliberate manipulation is always a part of experimental method. Controlled group condition is applied in experimental research, not in other type of researches. The research that applies the laws at the time of field study to draw more and more clear ideas about the problem is experimental research. It applies the law at the time of field study to get more and more clear ideas about the problem in hand. So that is nothing but experimental research. A doctor studies the relative effectiveness of two drugs of dengue fever. His research would be classified as experimental research because he compares and then sees the effectiveness of one group more than the another group. That way it comes under experimental research. What do you mean by descriptive survey method? It is a research method that describes the characteristics of the population without focusing on why a certain phenomenon occurs. Case study research aims to analyze specific issues, problems within the boundaries of a specific environment, situation, or organization. For an example, impact of increasing levels of culturalism on marketing practices, a case study of KFCs. Ethnographic research is a qualitative method where researchers observe and interact with the study's participants in their real life environment. Ethnography was popularized by anthropology. Field experiments. It is a study carried out in a more or less realistic situation or field where the experimenter successfully manipulates one or more independent variables under the maximum possible controlled conditions. That is field experiment. In the field study, it is a study which systematically discovers relations and interactions among variables in real life situations such as school, factory, community college, etc. What is operation research? Operation research is the application of mathematical, logical, and analytical techniques aimed at the solutions of business problems of cost minimization or of profit maximization. Fundamental research reflects the ability to expound new principles. That is the purpose of fundamental research. To discover new theories, to discover new facts. That is fundamental research. So I have given the definition and meaning of it also for the sake of explanation. Fundamental research, also known as basic research or pure research, does not usually generate findings that have immediate applications in a practical level. Fundamental researchers mainly aim to answer the questions of why, what, or how, and they tend to contribute the pool of fundamental knowledge in the research area. Principles, models, etc. come under this. The study in which the investigators attempt to trace an effect is known as what? Ex post facto research. And ex post facto research design, it is a method in which groups with qualities that already exist are compared on some dependent variable. For example, a researcher is interested in how weight influences self-esteem levels in adults. Generalized conclusion on the basis of a sample is technically known as statistical inference. Inferential statistical analysis infers properties of a population, for example, by testing hypotheses and deriving estimates. So, generalized conclusion on the basis of a sample is technically known as statistical inference. Research ethics has a direct connection more often with which stages of research. That is, at the stage of problem formulation and reporting of research findings. While we are formulating the problem, one needs to be very creative, needs to be original. The problem should be original for the person. You should not be copying from others. Likewise, reporting of research findings also, you could very well take out some of the points from the earlier researches. That should be avoided in research ethics. God bless you abundantly. Thank you for your presence, and more videos on the same topic are coming up. Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, all will discuss various questions which have been appeared in the NET exams. So continue to watch my videos. Thank you very much for your presence.